Picture this. You're gliding through airport security, feeling good, trip mode activated. Then a TSA agent stops you. Your trusted carry-on? Suddenly too big. In seconds, it's tagged for check-in. Your trip starts with stress, not takeoff. That's the travel nightmare thousands will face in summer 2026. Because airlines worldwide are enforcing a wave of new carry-on rules. Size, weight, batteries, everything's changing, and few travellers even know it yet. This isn't a minor update, it's a full reset of how you pack, what you carry, and how airports monitor every inch of your luggage. Miss one rule, you lose your bag, your time, or hundreds in surprise fees. So before your next flight, listen carefully. These 7 new summer 2026 carry-on rules will decide whether you breeze through security or get stopped cold at the gate. Let's go. Let's start with the one change catching almost everyone off guard. Standardized carry-on dimensions. After years of confusion, complaints, and every airline having its own chaotic rule, 2026 is bringing one global standard. 22 by 14 by 9 inches. That's 56 by 36 by 23 centimeters. Finally, some consistency. Or so we thought. Here's the twist. That measurement now includes absolutely everything. The handles, the wheels, the bulging outer pockets. If it sticks out, it counts. No more pretending those extra inches don't exist. The days of "it'll squeeze into the overhead bin" are officially over. And here's where it gets ugly. Over 60% of popular carry-on bags currently on the market already fail this new rule. That bag you've trusted for years? It might not pass the 2026 test, and you won't find out until you're standing at the gate under the cold stare of a digital scanner. Yes, scanners. Airlines are upgrading those metal sizers with sensor-equipped frames that detect even tiny size violations. Some airports are even testing automated bag scanners at boarding lines that instantly flag oversized luggage before you step up. Imagine your bag glowing red on a screen while everyone behind you watches. The fix is simple but urgent.
Measure your bag right now. Grab a tape measure, include the wheels, handles, and anything that sticks out. If you're even an inch over, prepare for fees between $35 and $35 and $100 depending on the airline. Want to stay safe? Look for luggage labelled 2026 carry-on compliant or guaranteed cabin approved. Many brands are already releasing updated designs. You don't need to spend a fortune. Compliance matters more than logos, because at the end of the day, the most expensive luggage is the one you're forced to check. If you thought the new size limits were tough, brace yourself. 2026 is also the year airlines stop pretending weight limits are guidelines. From now on, they're strictly enforced. Most airlines are setting the cap between 8 and 10 kilograms, roughly 17 to 22 pounds. Sounds reasonable, right? Until you realise your laptop, a pair of sneakers and a toiletry kit can already push you over that line. Here's the kicker. Airlines aren't trusting your honesty anymore. They're using built-in scales at self-check-in kiosks and bag drop counters that automatically weigh your carry-on as you check in. If it's over the limit, the system flags you instantly, before you even get your boarding pass. Some carriers are going further, placing weigh-in stations at the gate. Picture it. You've cleared security, grabbed a coffee, waiting to board. Then your name is called. You're told to put your bag on the scale, in front of everyone. If it's overweight, you'll either repack on the spot, pay a surprise fee, or worse, hand it over to be gate checked. Here's the simple truth. Airlines are turning weight into profit. Every extra pound means less efficiency, more fuel cost, and another excuse to charge you. The fix? Buy a small luggage scale. They cost as little as $10 and can save you hundreds.
Weigh your bag before you leave home. If it's close to the limit, wear your heaviest items, shoes, jackets, jeans, shift weight off the scale. Frequent flyers swear by this rule. If you won't use it 3 times, don't pack it. Efficient packing isn't about bringing everything you might need. It's about travelling light, smart, and ready for anything. Because in 2026, the lighter your bag, the smoother your trip. Next up, and this one's catching travellers off guard, personal items are getting downsized. Your second bag, whether it's a purse, laptop case, or small backpack, must now fully fit under the seat in front of you. No half squeezing, no corner sticking out. The official new limit, 18 by 14 by 8 inches. That's 45 by 35 by 20 centimetres. Why the sudden crackdown? Because too many people were pushing the limits, bringing what were basically 2 carry-ons and calling one a personal item. Airlines noticed, and in 2026 they're saying enough. Here's where things get tricky. Underseat space isn't the same on every plane. On regional jets, it's tiny, barely enough for a laptop bag. On wide-body international flights, you might get lucky with extra space. But the new rule doesn't care what aircraft you're on. If your bag doesn't fit completely under the seat, you'll have to check it. Period. So what's the smart move? Rigid bags are a gamble. Flexible ones can compress to fit almost anywhere. Look for bags with smart compartments, ones that organise your essentials without bulging out like a balloon. And here's an insider strategy few travellers think about. Keep your irreplaceable items, medication, travel documents, expensive gadgets in your personal bag, not your carry-on. Because if overhead bins fill up and you're forced to gate check, your personal item stays with you. Always. Airlines are betting you'll overlook this rule until it's too late. But smart travellers, the ones who adapt early, they won't get caught in that trap. Finally, some good news, at least partially. The notorious 311 liquid rule that's frustrated travellers for nearly 2 decades is finally starting to fade away. But not everywhere, and not all at once. Here's what's happening. Thanks to new CT scanning technology, some airports are now allowing full-size liquids in your carry-on. No more juggling tiny bottles. No more cramming shampoo into those flimsy plastic bags. Sounds amazing, right? Well, not so fast. The rollout is painfully inconsistent. Big international hubs like Atlanta, Dallas and Denver are already using the upgraded scanners. But smaller airports? Many are still years behind. That means you could fly out of one airport that allows full-size liquids, only to connect through another that doesn't. And suddenly your favourite lotion or perfume ends up in the trash. That's why the 2026 traveller's golden rule is this: pack defensively. Keep your liquids in a clear, accessible pouch near the top of your bag. If your departure airport uses new scanners, great, you'll breeze through. If not, you can pull the pouch out in seconds without unpacking your entire carry-on. And here's a clever workaround most frequent flyers swear by. Switch to solid alternatives. Solid deodorant, shampoo bars, even solid perfume. None of these count toward your liquid limit, and they'll save you from endless repacking nightmares. Before every trip, check your airport's website for scanner status. Most major airports now list whether they support full-size liquids. The difference between a smooth morning and a TSA meltdown could be one click away. Because in 2026, the smartest traveller isn't the one who packs light, it's the one who packs strategically. This is where 2026 quietly punishes the unprepared. Your electronics and power banks. Security is no longer just checking what you carry, but whether your devices are actually alive. If a phone, tablet or laptop cannot power on when an officer asks, it is treated as suspicious and it does not go through. No battery? No boarding for that device. Simple as that. Power banks are even more dangerous territory for clueless travellers. The only number that matters now is watt hours. Under 100 watt hours, you are fine. Between 100 and 160 watt hours, you need airline approval before you fly. Cross 160 watt hours, that battery is completely banned from passenger aircraft. Most people have never checked that label, never done the math, and they find out the hard way at the checkpoint. A 20,000 mAh bank at 3.7 volts is around 74 watt hours, safe. But push higher without knowing, and suddenly it's being pulled out of your bag while everyone watches. On top of that, airlines are capping how many battery-powered devices you drag on board. 15 to 20 sounds generous, until you count phone, laptop, tablet, earbuds, smartwatch, camera, e-reader, power bank, electric toothbrush. Maybe more. In 2026, that tech-heavy traveller look is exactly what gets you flagged. Smart travellers adapt. They charge everything the night before. They keep the power bank and cables near the top of the bag, ready to show. They snap a quick photo of each device's battery specs, so if questioned, they have proof in seconds instead of arguing at the belt. The careless ones, they watch expensive gear get confiscated because they didn't know. If your devices are dead and your specs are a mystery, security will not be on your side. In 2026, power is proof, and if you cannot turn it on, you should never have brought it.
If you've got one of those sleek, smart suitcases with built-in chargers or tracking systems,
pay attention, because in 2026, they're on the chopping block, unless they meet one critical condition. The battery must be removable. This rule didn't appear out of nowhere. Airlines have had a growing problem with lithium-ion batteries catching fire mid-flight. Several high-profile incidents in recent years. Small smokes, even cabin evacuations, all traced back to smart luggage that couldn't be powered down. That's why the new standard is brutally simple. If the battery can't come out, the bag can't come aboard. Here's the twist most travellers miss. Even if your bag looks compliant, security can still pull you aside if you can't demonstrate that the battery actually detaches. You'll be asked to remove it on the spot. If it's welded inside, you'll have no choice but to leave the bag or check it empty. And that's an expensive mistake to learn the hard way. Manufacturers have already started adapting.
You'll now see new labels: TSA approved removable power system or airline safe battery design. The best ones allow you to pop out the battery with a single press and carry it separately in your hand luggage. Some even include retrofit kits for older models. But not all bags can be upgraded. Here's what seasoned travellers are already doing. Before every flight, they charge the battery to at least half. Keep the removal slot clean. And test the power button in front of security. They treat it like showing ID. Quick, calm, no questions asked. Because in 2026, the smartest thing about your smart bag isn't its tech. It's whether you can remove the power before it burns your trip. And now for the final battle, the overhead bin war. Because in 2026, that cramped space above your seat has become the most fought-over real estate in the sky. Airlines are squeezing in more seats, cutting turnaround times, packing flights to capacity. The result? Fewer open bins, more angry passengers, and a growing list of priority boarding upsells that quietly force economy travellers to pay just to secure overheads. Basic economy tickets are now the last to board,
which often means your bag won't even make it inside the cabin. So picture this. You arrive early, past security, think you're safe, but when boarding finally begins, you watch the bins fill up row by row. By the time your group is called, there's no space left, and a flight attendant tags your bag for gate check. Your carefully packed carry-on disappears down the jet bridge. Maybe arriving dented,
maybe arriving late. There's a strategy to beat this system, and the pros are already using it. First, board as soon as your group is called. Don't linger at the coffee stand. Every minute counts. Second, travel with an underseat bag that holds your essentials. Passport, laptop, meds, valuables. If your main bag is forced to the hold, you'll still have what matters most. And here's a subtle trick airlines don't tell you. If you're flying with someone, coordinate your packing. Instead of both bringing full carry-ons, share one and each bring a personal item.
It reduces your overhead footprint and doubles your chance of keeping the important bag on board. By 2026, overhead space isn't just a convenience, it's a privilege. The prepared traveller wins it quietly, while everyone else argues in the aisle. Here's the truth. These 2026 carry-on rules aren't small updates. They're a total reset of how we travel. Size, weight, liquids, batteries, every detail now matters. Ignore them, you'll lose time, money, or your bag before you even board. But smart travellers, they stay ahead. Measure your luggage now, not at the gate. Weigh it before you leave. Keep your electronics charged, liquids organised, and always check your airline's policy before every trip. A few minutes of prep can save you hours of frustration. Airports are evolving fast. Scanners, sensors, automation. The confusion will only grow. But while most passengers panic, you already know what's coming. Which of these 7 new rules shocked you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every story. And if this helped you stay ready for summer 2026, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because the next wave of airport changes is already in motion. Until then, pack smart, travel light, stay alert. The skies favour the prepared.